Howdy, howdy's a Rodfather 916. During the review of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it is season 13, and yesterday was a premiere issue. Now, let me give a disclaimer real quick. I've been reviewing Housewives since beginning one. I've only had this channel for 2 years, but I've been on other channels and other people's podcasts through the years. And since I've been there from day one, I get it. And maybe the format has gotten old. They brought different cities. Dallas didn't work. In other places, I turned on Salt Lake a few years ago, and with low expectations, it turned out to be a very good show. Maybe because we didn't expect much from it. I was wondering how it was going to do with the criminal in jail, but they brought back Mary, bizarre woman. She works. And they brought real poor people. Monica. This show is good this year. This show is probably the most honest of all the housewives ever been. And I'm talking about Salt Lake. I know we're supposed to talk about Beverly Hills. But Salt Lake right now, by far, from its inception, is the most honest. Because most of these people are fronting. Now, Beverly Hills, you got some good money except for Erika. Erika ain't got no money, okay? I don't know if she's renting her clothes or what. But for the most part, most of these people are fronting. They don't have the money they have. They're renting these cars and even borrowing these cars. But you have somebody on Salt Lake. She don't have no money. She's a single mother. Made a lot of mistakes. And this is a different tack. So anyway, let's talk about, for the next few minutes, Beverly Hills. Didn't expect much of Beverly Hills. Right before episode starts, Bravo starts its campaign. And of course, this year it was the separation of Kyle and Mauricio. None of us are terribly surprised because there have been rumors for years. There was even a rumor of Mauricio and Dorit having an affair. And I have been bad because, I've seen this. I know the formula really well. And I was trashing the show. Basically, I was trashing Kyle and Mauricio. I think I was wrong. Now, I'll never meet these people, but if y'all happen to tune into my lowly channel, I'm sorry. I think I got it wrong. I'm not reviewing this in any type of order. That's why we keep this short. Kyle and Mauricio are separated. They live in 2 separate rooms in their large house. It's large enough to have it. Mauricio's been having affairs for years. Different affairs. Kyle wanted to keep the family together, so she was that woman who looked another way. I'm sure you know women are like that. Some women who are like that. They know their husbands are cheating, but they choose to look the other way for the appearance of keeping the family together. And she was all about keeping her family. And by all accounts, unlike her big sister, Kathy Hilton, she's a good mom. There are not all these rumors that Kathy Hilton has. And speaking of Kathy is the oldest of the 3 sisters, Kathy, Kim, and Kyle. Kyle's a baby. And Kathy had quite a hold on Kyle, who wants a family unit. A lot of women and some men, they want a family unit. They want to look like they're intact and everybody gets along. But if you disagree with Kathy in many ways, what she would do is just not talk to her sister and be mean and hang up to her sister. And that used to affect Kyle. But Kyle, something happened last season while we were off. Kyle basically said to not only her husband, but to the world, fuck y'all, my kids are grown, I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it. If y'all don't like it, I'm all right with that. I could be a lesbian, I may be a lesbian, I may be 10 lesbians, I may be a hoe, but I'm living my life. And she kind of let it go that Lisa Rinna was telling the truth about Kathy. I know how all you people who are Kathy Hilton fans are like, we'll never watch Godfather ever again. But it sounds like it was right. And it sounds like Kathy got away with it because there was no tape. But because Kyle wanted her to defend her no matter what. Even if I had blood on my dress and you saw me with the gun and gunpowder whole 9 yards and the body is right next to you and you got blood splat on your dress, defend me. Or there's price to be paid. That's not this Kyle. I'm here for it. Meanwhile, we have Dorit and Erika. Last year at BravoCon, and to my daughter, if you're watching this, we may still go. You may have to come down with a disease. We may still go. I got some information. But at BravoCon, they asked Erika Jane what marriage is in trouble. And Erika said Dorit and PK. And Dorit's Dorit was upset about that. And Erika kind of admitted, she said, well, you know what, I was wrong for that. And last year I was going through a whole lot of stuff and I was a bitch to everybody and I was doing this and all of these things. And I'm going to talk about Erika more, but Erika's not feeling, Dorit's not feeling it. But listen, she's not feeling her apology. She's not in the Erika category. But guess what happened? If you watch the episode and you watch the news, you learn that several months ago, Dorit and PK has been separated for several months. PK is living in a hotel. So I guess someone at Bravo convinced Dorit, listen, y'all keep this quiet. I'll maybe give you a little bonus on the side. Keep this quiet until the premiere. Because I remember Erika saying, are you sure your marriage is okay? And our marriage, whatever X that she was using that day, our marriage is perfect. Perfect, you say? Mm-hmm. All right, Dorit, you got some explaining to do. But right now, as it stands for right now, as of yesterday, Erika's not in the win case. But let's talk about Erika. I don't think anybody want to change places with Erika. Erika may have married an old man for money. She was dependent on him. As tough as Erika is, and a lot of people like her toughness, there's a downside to her toughness, that she's not sympathetic, empathetic, none of that. And for the last 2+ years, her life has been hell. Tom stole all that money from those victims and gave her some of the money. And there are people who believe that she was in on it. And last year, when the court said, you got to give up these $750,000 earrings, she went no. And like most people who watch the show, you went, don't you want to give something back to those victims that your husband stole from? But I get it. And bear with me. She's been beaten up for 2 years. Her friends don't totally believe her. Those who remember Bernie Madoff, who stole billions of dollars from people all over this country, and some certain countries, billions, that they never got that money back. His wife was never guilty of anything other than being her husband, his wife. But I believe she lost a lot of friends. I think there are people who will never forgive her based on what her husband did. I think there are people, she's lost permanent long-term friendships based on what her husband did. And again, I think there are people who says that there's no way she could know. There's no way she didn't know this is going on. But yet, we did hear a couple of seasons ago from Kathy Hilton and Sutton Stracks, both married to wealthy people. And she goes, listen, my husband had me sign a lot of stuff. I don't know what I'm signing. I trust my husband. He has me sign all these forms. And so they were the only ones of all the women had a little bit of sympathy for Erika. Like I said, but again, Erika's demeanor makes it hard. People they don't warm up to her. There are a lot of women who admire her because she's such a tough woman, but at the same time, the other side of that blade is she doesn't seem that she has any empathy. She doesn't seem, and so there are a lot of people that she'll never win back. There are a lot of people who will never believe her, but I get it. The only thing I don't believe is she worked out and lose all that weight. Come on, Erika. Come on now. And I think it makes her look old. It's taking all the fat. I have a feeling once I lose 100 pounds, I will look older. Because I don't need Botox. I've got it all. And it's natural. It's a cheeseburger. This is where this comes from. But once you lose weight, the wrinkles come in the whole 9 yards. But we saw a different side of her, and she actually cried, which we don't see. A lot of people still not buying because, again, her demeanor, her tough, her rigid, her exterior. And so we'll see where that goes. Meanwhile, in another episode, another touching moment was Garcelle. Garcelle was out with her twin sons, and they're out on the beach. And they were having a conversation, and Garcelle, one of her sons, is, I don't care. And the other twin son is very serious. He's very direct. And they were talking about the relationship, and Garcelle, who's out of town a lot, in fact, her son spent most of last year with their dad. She said, I can't parent you. I want to be your parent. I want to give you soup and do these things. And one of her sons said that the time to do that was 2 years ago. I don't need you now. As a parent, you just felt your heart rip out. It's great that she has open lanes where they can express themselves. But sometimes the message is difficult to swallow. And I think it took everything in the world to keep her from crying. And he realized he touched her and he loved her. But right now he wants to live with his dad. He doesn't need her. Sutton was on, nothing to report. If Crystal was on, I don't remember her. Crystal's not memorable. Sorry, Crystal. Kyle has got a black friend. Hard to think that Kyle would have a black friend. Kathy would have black friends, but I don't see Kyle having black friends. But the episode was surprisingly good. I don't know again if I'm going to cover this. I hope you hang in with me. If you think I should, just put it there in comments or send me an email. Meanwhile, this is Rodfather916. I'm going to end here. It's very difficult for me to do those 42-minute reviews when the show is 42 minutes. but I'd like to know your thoughts about everything. Meanwhile, if you like what you hear, hit that like button. Really appreciate it. And if you like the rest of it, hit that subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. We just went over 1,000. I maybe it goes back and forth. I'm trying to get to 1,500 by the end of the year. We'll see. I've got to build up more content. But meanwhile, I really appreciate you watching and wish you all love, joy, peace, and happiness. It is a choice. I hope you choose happiness. I really do. I'm the Rod Father, and I'm out of here. Again, thanks for watching.